You can find my friends in the country where they fill me, where the bobcats spear and the blacktail roam, where the dirt road ends. That's where you can find the real me. You're the yippee coyote Dylan. Welcome home. Welcome home.
Hello, hello. All right. Hopefully everybody can hear me. We had a few little technical difficulties, but we are on. So we're going to do this. Welcome to Inside the Office with me, Sheriff Briese. Thank you, everybody that has a chance to tune in. If you don't have a chance, you can always come back and listen to this later. But wow, what a week, what a month. But like always, we're going to start with our August look back. We'll go through our calls for service and we'll get through everything we got going on here today. So for our August look back, we were still busy. And so our calls for service were 2,308, up from last month, obviously. And the guys and gals at the jail were obviously really busy, having 85 bookings for the month of August. So very busy times. We got through it and we'll continue to get through it. So first off, I just want to say, do we have anybody on? Okay. I want to say thank you to everyone at the Mariposa County Fair, all the workers at the fair, everybody that volunteered and pulled together to make sure our fair was not only awesome, but just ran smooth. Saw a new generation of individuals taking on new leadership roles in the fair and the FFA and the livestock. And also want a big shout out to our scope and posse for volunteering to ensure that was running smooth, as well as our custody deputies and our sheriff deputies. For all pulling together, making some sacrifices to ensure that we had staffing inside the fair at all times, as well as staffing on our normal regular patrol. So hats off to everybody pulling together to make sure that our fair continues, to make sure our fair stays safe and fun fair. Obviously, Mother Nature helped us out too. We had some beautiful weather, nice and cool. And one thing I did note that I was really impressed with was the livestock auction. I think, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure some records were set this year that were just unbelievable. And so thank you to all the community members and business members that make sure that is one special time there for all those kids and all the hard work they do for those animals. So Mariposa County Fair, I think this year was one of the better, if not one of the best, when it comes to weather and everybody having a good time. The derby, the rodeo, all the little events in and out through there, our the booths and all the displays. It was just really neat to see, and all the different food options you had this year. So again, busy time, long time. I know everybody's probably still recouping, resting from all the hard work, but to everybody that did that from my office, thank you very much. And with that, we'll go into a couple significant cases that we did in August. The first one was a child, unfortunately, pornography type arrest case. And again, our partnership with the Central California Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force is not only rocking and rolling, but we're getting these creeps off the street. So I want to just say thank you to my office and their office for diligently going through these things to ensure that our children are safe, to ensure that these individuals that want to commit these type of crimes get a visit from us. And it doesn't matter where you're located, we're gonna come. We're gonna find you, and we're gonna get you. So my advice is, we don't victimize our children. We don't even indulge in that. So thank you to my staff. Thank you to the Central California Internet Crime Against Children Task Force. Those allied partnerships are definitely doing what we're supposed to do, because unfortunately there are the criminals out there. There's a criminal element. This day and this world that we live in, unfortunately, there's just so many things out there, and there's everything from the human trafficking side of things, but just the digital world and victimization that can occur, and it can occur in any community, any county, any city. And we are putting a lot of effort into ensuring that we will be there to step in and stop it. So again, hats off to that. I also want to thank my staff, our marijuana enforcement team this month. When we say the marijuana enforcement team, we got to remember that these are deputy sheriffs, staff members that are working and then sacrificing their days off to ensure that we are answering the call and the call for service and public safety for Mariposa. And again, thank you to them for stepping up, handling some more of those investigations. We had one arrest, 30 pounds of processed, and we seized 3,863 plants. And so again, hats off to that team for their investigation, doing it safely, professionally, and making sure our community is getting all the service they need. Another area of thanks is our animal control unit and our deputy sheriffs for taking an aggressive stance, to really digging into these complaints and tips that we get regarding abuse of these animals. We try to keep you in the loop on what we're dealing with on some of these egregious cases. We had the first one that we put on Facebook. Unfortunately, we had another one, and unfortunately that one was also extremely horrible. But doing the cases, not only hopefully doing our best to help these and rescue these animals that didn't ask for this type of treatment, but also holding the individuals accountable, taking them to the jail, preparing the criminal cases to go to the district attorney, to also go to court and see justice. It's just horrible to see what these animals go through, but hats off to our animal control unit and deputy sheriffs, putting in the good work, making the good cases come together, and hopefully show a deterrent that kind of action is not welcome in Mariposa. And if that's what you want to be, we will greet you and take you to jail. So with that, also, I wanted to go over the U.S. House of Representatives Committee on Natural Resources. That's a lot of words, but basically I wanted to thank Congressman McClintock's office for reaching out to us and asking our Sheriff's Office Honor Guard to do the opening ceremonies. And it was held up in Yosemite National Park. It was really nice to see, again, our deputy sheriffs with these other collateral duties perform at such a high level, professional level, and just a representation of not only the sheriff's office, but our representation of Mariposa and this community, and our love for this community, and why we do and work so hard to ensure what we're doing is for you, Mariposa, but also to make sure we're safe, to make sure we're top notch at everything we do. And again, hats off to them for answering that call, training, and being such a awesome professional honor guard. Myself and the undersheriff were able to go up there as well and witness those opening ceremonies. And it was just a real pleasure and a proud moment to see the men and women putting on such a professional level of service for you, Mariposa. So I wanted to highlight that. Also, one thing I'd like to highlight is our new business office, and I'll read it so I don't mess up the address. But because of space needs, and we had rent another little building outside of Mariposa. It's at 5284 Highway 49 North, in between DMV and Mariposa County Community Health. The business office is where all of our civil processing, our dog licensing, our CCW licenses, our fingerprinting, report requests, all those daily duties that we're running out of the small little office here. We expanded that, so there's parking now for you, but also for the staff working in there, they have adequate space to perform their jobs at a good professional level for you. So that is one little move. Hopefully it's temporary. Someday we'll be able to be under one roof, but it was needed. As you know, some of the parking up here is not the best, and 6 staff members working out of 125 square foot box is a little cramped at times. So we wanted to make those adjustments to better serve you. So that is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. And again, phone number is the same, 209-966-3615. And the address is 5284 Highway 49 North. Some may remember it as Dr. Gill's eye office. So that little front office there, they're working out of there. So far, so good. Sounds like all good feedback. We also have 2 graduate deputies from the academy. That's Deputy Shagner and Deputy Arocha. So they are on field training now. So hopefully soon they'll be able to operate as a solo deputy and serve you. And we also have our honorary deputy, Jacob Collins. He has joined our team. He's been working a lot with one of our dispatchers who goes around and does the care track or the bracelets for folks that need that in our county. So he's learning those skills, and also meeting our staff and kind of learning the way around the sheriff's office. And upcoming events. Well, actually, first I definitely want to mention next week we have several board items, but we have a board item that will be coming forth, and it's an exciting portion. It's going to be the start, hopefully, for some grant funding that our OES office has been digging in and looking into of how we can support our community better. And mainly when we talk about community resiliency centers, and we talk about when we have disasters and being able to be prepared and better prepared when those do come. They've been working very hard, located some potential grant funding that we're going to try to put forth to move forward in that direction, so that we have not only space, hopefully, for large animal storage during disasters, but our local assistance centers having an area there instead of trying to find a gymnasium or whatever. Obviously, these are big projects that we're looking into, but the funding is the start, and the planning of this is the start. And hopefully this could really span into multiple community projects that benefit our community. Having an area for setting up our incident commands, or having nonprofits be able to set up places and represent our community. Again, this is the tip of the iceberg. It's just the start of seeking permission to go after these grant funds to hopefully better Mariposa. So very exciting. Hope everybody supports it. We been working very hard, and all the, as you know, grants and the paperwork side of things are not very flashy, but they are needed. And if we can be the best of the best, we got to start performing the best of the best all the time. So very excited for that. Let's see what else on the board and budget areas. Coming up, hopefully in October, will the balancing of the actual budget portions will be coming through. So our hope, as you know, not everything was peachy keen on the budgets during June, and so our hope is we can go back and have more conversations and see where we truly stand, to hopefully get the 2 deputy positions that were defunded refunded, get 2 additional deputies back on the streets that should be there. So that's going to be our really big goal and push. As you know, we are busy. It's needed. So I'm really hoping that all the revenues and all the calculations come in at a higher level. So the cuts that did occur, we can maybe reverse some of that and get Mariposa Sheriff's Office healthy again to better serve you guys out in the community. So that will be coming up, I believe, in October. I'll keep you guys up to speed. So I want to just ensure you guys that we are continuing to all work together, and that's our mission, is to have a safe Mariposa and a community that we love and we all are about. So that is on that. Upcoming events, we do have this Monday, the September 11th memorial here in the Arts Park, the Sheriff's Office and the Sheriff's Office Honor Guard, hopefully community members, and all public service or public first responders, anybody that wants to come. 10 a.m. we'll have an event there at the Arts Park. And then later in the evening, we'll be over in Coulterville. I believe VFW is putting on an evening September 11th event. So again, it's it's been years and years, but many of us remember exactly where we were standing when that event occurred, where that event rattled all of us. But I think it's very important that not only the memorial, the recognition of the heroes, the recognition of what occurred, how we came together, but a big point is to continue to teach and educate our youth that may have not been here with us, because it has been several years, but to continue to educate our youth about this event, the significance of this event, the impacts of this event, and why we come together and why we understand about freedom and about what we have to do to be one and one nation. So I just think it's very important. So we're putting together our honor guard. We'll have a few speakers there. Again, if you have the time, please come out as a community, support that event. And then the other event we have is coming up in Mariposa for September is the September 23rd Coulterville Coyote Fest and Parade. So if you haven't been, you should go. It is definitely a good time, full of good positive energy. And so I wanted to put that out there as a shout out. And then also next Friday, our Mariposa Grizzlies will be having a home game here in Mariposa. So when we say pack the stands, let's pack the stands and support these young athletes that have been working very hard to not only represent Mariposa Grizzlies, but represent Mariposa High School, but also represent Mariposa. And I have the honor to also coach the junior varsity team. A bunch of good athletes, all dedicated to not only put on a show for you, but to be a high representation of what Mariposa is all about. So with that, I think I've covered everything. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns? Nothing. We have kind of a new format, so we had a little technical snag, but hopefully you guys can even hear me. If not, it'll be a funny video because it'll look like I'm just talking to nobody. But anyways, thank you again for tuning to Inside the Office. Thank you for being part of the Sheriff's Office team. Thank you for being a community that trusts us, that work with us. And without you, we couldn't achieve the high level of success that we do. And so with that, I want to wish you all a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next month. And have a good day.
You can find my friends in the country where they fill me with the bobcat spear and the blacktail roam, where the dirt road ends. That's where you can find the real me. You're the yippee coyotes yelling, welcome home.